All right. So, Bill, talk to us. Let's start with just the straight up promo. Talk to me about the assist training that's coming up. Why? What are the details? What do people need to know if they want to get signed up to just to really make a difference in people's lives to help prevent suicide?
Absolutely. Well, Oklahoma ranks number 7 in the nation in suicides, and our news channels are totally inundated with so much suicides, mental health problems, uh, all kinds of things regarding suicide, and our teams just decided to do something about it. Uh, we
Mm.
were we decided to become proactive, so last year, we had 6 members on our team take this ASSIST uh, skills learning workshop, and it's put on by Soul Shop. Soul Shop is affiliated with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And
They're
so,
they're the folks that do the walk into the darkness, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of the AFSP. It's a national foundation, and uh, its headquarters out of Oklahoma City.
Oh,
And so, actually, this year our team is going to be involved with that and putting that on. And but getting back to the assist, uh, we decided that suicide is preventable, and one way of doing that is to put on this 2-day workshop uh, about suicide intervention skills, and anyone can do it. You don't have to be a professional. We have participants, just everyday Joe and Mary that would jump in there and take this class. Uh, we're hoping to try and get more folks that are in the front lines doing it. As a matter of fact, we do have some folks that are actually on our team that are on the front lines doing it. One of our ladies has already saved, I don't know, probably a dozen people by using this assist intervention skill training. And I've taken it myself. I've had to use it uh, in the past. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to use it tonight. I have a young lady coming
wow.
over that's contemplating suicide, and so I'm going to use my skills and talk to her and help her and get her on the right track. Uh, the workshop is going to be at the conference center in Tulsa. It's called the Legacy Center, and it's located at 5330 East 31st Street in Tulsa. You can register under Assist Tulsa 2 at eventbrite.com, or they can just call me, Bill Titano, at 918-645-2059, or they can reach me at titanobill@gmail.com. And Titano is spelled TAITANOBILL at gmail.com. The cost is $125, and
Okay.
that's a minimum cost to help save lives. We have a class that will accommodate 30 people. We will have 2 people from Soul Shop, and they're trained professionals that will be leading the class. The beauty about this class is that on the first day, it's a lot of orientation about the assist and what it's about, and then the meat of the class is the second day, where you actually do some intervention work, where it's one on one or one on two, which is really good because it helps you to actually talk to someone in front of people and to get your message across, or to see how, or you can learn something from someone else, during the class. Um, this class, I think, is it's going to be a great intervention for the people in the Tulsa general area and in Oklahoma too. We plan on having this class not just this year, but the following months. We have a lady that's on our team right now. Her name's Mary Mills, she's actually a trainer, and she has the assist training skills and can actually provide training for those that want to continue doing that. At this point, we have several organizations that are looking at bringing a group of people like Grand Mental Health, and so our organization at the beginning, we were a bicycle racing team and we were raising funds for suicide prevention. But because when you put your name out there, you're going to get calls from people and they're going to
Hmm.
say, "Hey, I was told to call you." Well,
Hmm.
when you put your name out there, you better be able to talk to them. And because uh, seconds matter, especially with someone that's on the verge of taking their life. I had that same situation happen to me 2 years ago, where a guy called me and says, "Hey, I was told to call you, and I don't want to live anymore."
Hmm.
And so I was kind of, I was like a deer in the headlights, and I thought, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?" So all I could think about is we've got 988, we have COPE, get the pertinent information from this person, talk to him, but most of all, listen. And that's pretty much what this assist does, is that you're talking to someone, you're listening to them, and you're helping them through that crisis because they're reaching out or they wouldn't have called you, you know.
That's right.
And on these one-on-one situations, you don't know when you're going to get that call, or you don't know when you're going to see that person. I mean, it can happen right in front of you. One of our ladies was at Coffee Bunker, and there was a guy that came in there. He was a veteran. He wanted to take his life, and of course, they called COPE. They called the fire department. No one could help him because they didn't understand where he was coming from, and not everyone is for someone. And so, one of our
Mm.
teammates, Mary, just happened to be there, and she's a veteran. And so she sat down and talked to this guy on his terms. And it took her 2.5 hours. But you know what? She saved his life, you know? And that's what this is about, is that when we're in these situations like this, Chris, you've got to have folks that are trained to help those that are in need. Uh, I mean, I can't say enough about this workshop, just because I've taken it myself, and the ones that have taken it have had to use these skills. Right now, we're really working on trying to, like I said, trying to get more folks involved, like the Tulsa PD, Broken Arrow, Tulsa Police Department, the fire department. You know, and I'm really excited about this. We have so many organizations that are wanting to help fund this and provide things for us. Uh, we've got folks that are going to be funding food for us for the 2 days. We've got different organizations that are helping us financially with this. Uh, AFSP donated $2,000 so we could have this workshop. This workshop costs $5,000 to do it. And so that $125 helps pay for this. And we're going to continue using this program. It's it's part of Living Works, as I call it.
So when people see this and they just Google, what would they Google? Like assist suicide training? Like if they want to know more about
Yeah,
what the actual program content is.
yeah, they can actually just Google www.livingworks.net/assist,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they can go right directly to it. Or like I said, they can go if you're in the Tulsa area, assist Tulsa 2 at eventbrite.com.
We'll include links, and if you can send me those links, we'll make sure that we include it on this video. And when we're putting it out there, I want to say a couple things. One, is that I appreciate that the people on the team um, uh, integrate their calling professionals whenever this kind of thing happens, but it goes both ways. And so, number one, well, I've got several things I want to say. Number one is that in Tulsa, it does make sense to call COPES. It does make sense to call 911 or call the police, like call emergency services. It does make sense to try to connect people to hospitalization because that's one place where they might be able to be safe and get their meds adjusted for 5 days. That being said, whenever we have relationships with adults, like adults are grown-ups and they can say, no, I don't want that, but I am willing to talk to you. And I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road. Now, if you're talking with a minor, like many times, like that's our kind of like one of our only, we're very few instances where we will give up confidentiality whenever we have a client relationship, like with a minor, like if we think they're suicidal, like we got to tell people we're probably going to have to get them to a place to where they can just get balanced and won't hurt themselves. And many times, like because they don't have those rights because they're under 18, like adults can make those choices for them. But whenever you have adults in the room and you're like, hey, we got to call COPES or we have to make a call for you, many times they'll say, no, I don't think so. And in that instance, well, then what do we do as lay people, right? Like we have the power as just anyone to help save lives. And that's what you guys are doing right here. And so I want to say, like, I want to really affirm what you guys are doing and also affirm, that I don't think Assist is trying to train up a bunch of people to replace professionals. I mean, make the call, like get the professional in the house. But a lot of times they won't, people are like, no, just like the dude you were talking about earlier, he
Oh
was the
yeah,
vet. He's like, I just
absolutely.
want to talk with you. Can we leave those guys out? And I
Hmm.
mean, I think that's probably more common than not. And
Sure.
so
Yeah.
more people equipped to be valid listeners and to understand what suicidality is, like this does nothing but good. You know what I mean?
All right. So my granddaughter, as a member of Team Suicide Prevention, she lost her mother in 2016 to a murder suicide. And today, my granddaughter is an active member of Team Suicide Prevention. She's actually going to
Mm,
take the assist workshop and wants to help and work with young people that are contemplating taking their lives. And
wow.
as we all know, it's the number two leading cause of death amongst our teens. And so, like you had just mentioned, you may have all the trained professionals there. You may have COPE there. You may have the fire department, the police department. Most of those folks are trained in that area, but you may have that one person that doesn't want to talk to any of those folks,
That's right.
especially a young one, because they can't relate. But then you have someone that's capable of talking to them and listening to them, then it becomes a win-win.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, I tell people, I really actually didn't set out to be the greatest therapist in the world. And I'm not. I'm generally like the third best therapist in my building. And depends on the day. Okay. But like my heart, what I want to do is I want to help people, man. Let's just help people. And for me, that's been the way that's worked best. But we all have the wherewithal, the gifts in our humanity and what God has given us to make a difference for people. This is an opportunity. So we want to be a supporter and help get the word out and just, you know,
Oh,
help
absolutely.
promote it, help finance, etc., things like that. So just really appreciate everything
Chris,
you guys are doing.
back when we started this organization in 2019, our main goal was to do Race Across America and raise money for suicide prevention and mental health awareness and give those funds to the folks in the forefront that are doing all the work. But then when you get out there and you have all these followers, and when I say followers, when you have people that actually drive to a location because they are following you on social media and they know
Yeah,
the route and where you're going, and they stop you and say, "Hey, you're Bill Tinting. You're a Team Suicide Prevention. Do you have time? I want to talk to you about my story."
Oh boy,
Oh my gosh.
that's
And
big.
then
That's
you've got to
big.
talk to that guy, and this guy came out of nowhere in a little bitty car. And when he unveiled himself, he was like 6'7", and he's standing over me and he goes, "Mr. Tightno, do you have time to listen to me?" And he was a veteran that was on the verge of taking
Mm,
his life. And he was scrolling through his computer and he had his gun with him and he was getting ready to shoot himself. And social media came up about Race Across America and Team Suicide Prevention. So he started Googling us and looking at what we were doing and where we were going to be at. And he literally chased us down just to talk to us because
mm,
no one else has ever done anything like this before, where they went across America to talk about suicide prevention, especially on an
yeah,
international race. And
yeah,
so when things like that happen, that's what gave me the purpose and the cause. It's like, well, I can't stop. My best friend Buster Brown says, "Hey Bill, what are you going to do?" He says, "After you've done Race Across America, what's next?" And I go, "Well, this is called Race Across the West. We can do it again." My
right,
body's still kind of beat up, but I think I can do it. You know,
right.
and so we did, and the results was the same. Where we spent that time and taken time, even though it was a time trial, we took time to talk to people, about their situation. So when we finished both of them, it's just like, well, we've got to pursue this even more. We got to try and make a difference. And that's where we're at right now. We went from 16 members to over 100, team members now. And they're all walks of life, anywhere from firemen, policemen. We have several policemen that's on our team, you know, to young
Yeah,
folks, doctors, nurses. And
therapist.
yeah. And so, and therapists. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, and folks that are directly in that vocation, and that's the great part, because when I do find someone that needs help, I have a place to send them, you know.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, I would encourage you and anyone that sees this, be it someone that you just handed them the link to this little interview, or someone that follows some social media, or if it's on a website or wherever it goes, right? That number one, like check out your community, because there's a lot of just incredibly loving people that are supportive of each other, and people that struggle have joined up, and then people that want to help, and vice versa. Like you've got a great community going on. And then the second thing is just your events, and I really appreciate like the practical lean in. Like I'm a cyclist, not as heavy duty as you are, but I love it, and I appreciate the connectability of suicide prevention and cycling, and like people like doing something for a cause. But like now, like you're really you're really hitting kind of place where the rubber meets the road, and you're like, okay, look, like we're going to get some people the information they need and the community they need to make a difference. And so hit us one more time with the details, and then we'll wrap up this little talk, and we'll put it out there, and we'll go do the thing. All right, so
Okay.
when and where again?
Okay, so it's the ASIST workshop training at the Conference Center, Legacy Center at 5330 East 31st Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The date is March 3rd and 4th. That's a Monday and Tuesday. And the workshop is from 8:30 to 4:30 both days. And you can register under HTTPS Assist Tulsa 2 eventbrite.com, or you can go to www.livingworks.net/assist, or you can just email me at tightnobill@gmail.com, or go to our website, www.teamsuicideprevention.com. If you go through any of those links or means, you can contact us and we will get you enrolled.
Eventbrite, Living Works, Team Suicide Prevention. Those are all of our keywords. Check that stuff out. Chris King Counseling. Shout at us. We'll direct you there. Um, Bill, we love you guys.
All
Thank you
right.
for taking your time today. Really
All right.
appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you. All right.